This is the South Central Texas Winter 2019-2020 Seasonal Outlook. Today's date is Friday, December 6th. My name is Brett Williams. I am the climate focal point here at the National Weather Service Forecast Office in Austin, San Antonio, and we will go ahead and get started. Before we get into the winter outlook, let's take a look at fall 2019 in review. In fall, we had well above normal temperatures, thanks in large part to September. If you recall, September was the hottest September on record pretty much everywhere across the region, and it wasn't particularly close. We also had well below normal precipitation, so this map here on the right shows you the percent of normal rainfall for the fall, and you can see that pretty much everywhere came in below normal. For our four primary climate sites, San Antonio, the two sites in Austin at Camp Mabry and Bergstrom Airport, and Del Rio, all four locations came in warmer than normal and drier than normal. So warm and dry this fall, and didn't really have too many significant weather events this fall, which is a good thing. We did have a fairly significant rainfall event, though, on the evening of October 24th. In fact, a large percentage of fall precipitation occurred on this evening. You can see we had a swath of 3 to 6 inches of rain, primarily along the Interstate 35 corridor, with some areas receiving heavier amounts. So especially northwest San Antonio, Hays County, just north of San Marcos, and we had a small area in South Austin as well that received 6+ inches of rain from this event in a pretty short period of time. However, though, even with the heavy rain in a short period of time in these urban areas, we had fairly minimal impacts, so that was good news. So looking ahead to winter, this stuff here on the right shows you the green bars is precipitation, also shows you the mean maximum temperatures, the mean temperatures, and the minimum temperatures for Austin, Del Rio, and San Antonio. And we have severe weather reports and flash flood reports here on the left, sorted by month. Winter is the driest season of the year, pretty much everywhere across the region. And severe weather is largely uncommon, although we do see an uptick here as we get into February. We actually only average issuing 13 severe thunderstorm warnings and 2 tornado warnings in the wintertime. Flash flooding is also uncommon. Again, that makes sense since winter is the driest season of the year. We average issuing 7 flash flood warnings in the winter season. And the coldest temperatures of the year occur in late December through mid-January, which is coming up here shortly. Snowfall climatology, this is since 1980, so a little bit more recent here, more representative period of record. For San Antonio averages measurable snowfall once every 3.9 years, with snowfall greater than or equal to an inch every 13 years. The last instance of this was back in December of 2017, so just 2 years ago, when San Antonio picked up 1.9 inches of snow. At Austin, they averaged measurable snowfall once every 3.3 years, and snowfall greater than or equal to 1 inch every 9.8 years. The last occurrence in Austin, this was at the airport actually, 1.3 inches in December of 2017, so 2 years ago. The last occurrence actually at ATT, so Camp Mabry, you have to go back to Valentine's Day of 2004, so 16 years ago. And then out west at Del Rio, measurable snowfall occurs once every 5.6 years, with the last occurrence from February of 2012, so about 8 years ago. And then snowfall greater than or equal to 1 inch every 9.8 years, with the last occurrence actually have to go back to October of 93, so basically 27 years ago, for the last time Del Rio received an inch or more of snow. So this kind of gives you an idea for, the return period for snowfalls here across south central Texas. So looking at the percent of normal rainfall, this is as of December 4th, looking at the 30-day, 60, 90, and 180-day. And you can see that pretty much all locations across south central Texas have been below normal for rainfall these past 30, 60, 90, and 180 days. So as you might expect, this has impacts on our drought conditions. So the drought outlook, drought continues to plague South Central Texas. We have had some modest improvements since the beginning of October, largely thanks to that October 24th event that I mentioned earlier. This is the drought monitor from October 1st versus the most recent one here from December 3rd. And you can see that we have had some improvements. However, still 87% of the region is in D1 to D3. That is moderate drought to extreme drought. So we're still dealing with those drought issues, and the Climate Prediction Center anticipates these drought conditions continuing through winter, at least winter. So how about the El Nino Southern Oscillation outlook? We are currently ENSO neutral. Equatorial sea surface temperatures are near to slightly above average across much of the Pacific Ocean, but we are still ENSO neutral. And ENSO neutral is most likely to continue through the winter, about a 70% chance, and may even continue through the spring, about a 60 to 65% chance. So you can see here the model predictions, most of them show us staying in ENSO neutral. So what does that mean for us here in South Central Texas in the wintertime? Well, for South Central Texas, El Nino winters typically are cooler and wetter. La Nina winters are typically hotter and drier. So ENSO neutral winters actually typically trend near normal for temperatures and a little bit drier than normal for precipitation. So this map here on the right shows you the composite temperature anomalies for ENSO neutral winters compared to climatological normals. And you can see for our area, we're pretty much right at normal. So ENSO neutral winters, typically we're about at normal for our temperatures. For precipitation, however, we tend to be a little bit drier than our climatological normals, and that's what this map shows you right here. Now, how about snowfall and severe weather? These typically are near climatological normals during ENSO neutral winters. Actually, El Nino tends to favor snowfall across the region, whereas ENSO neutral, which is again what we are in this winter, again tends to trend more toward the climatological normals for snowfall. And then severe weather, again, El Nino tends to be a little more active for severe weather, whereas ENSO neutral typically is less active and more toward the climatological normals. So let's look at the winter temperature outlook from a different source. This is the CFS model, the Climate Forecast System model. And it's a mid to long range model that can kind of give us an idea for what we might be looking at here over the next few months. This product displayed is the surface temperature anomalies with the scale mask. And it suggests warmer than normal temperatures this winter. And this is a similar product, only it's for precipitation anomalies. And it suggests generally near normal winter precipitation across our region. So what does the Climate Prediction Center have to say about the short term and the long term? This is the short term outlooks, the 6 to 10 and the 8 to 14 day outlooks. And they actually show us in this time period favored for a little bit cooler than normal temperatures. This is from December 11th through the 19th. Here in the blue for the 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 day. For precipitation, they show us favored for a little bit above normal precipitation from December 11th to the 15th. And then in this 8 to 14 day outlook, kind of the eastern 2/3 turning toward near normal, with the western areas, Del Rio, Hill Country area, may be favored a little bit for above normal precipitation. However, this is the December outlook. This was issued a few days ago, back on November 30th. But they had us fairly highly favored for above normal temperatures in December and moderately favored for below normal precipitation. And as far as the winter as a whole outlook for December, January, and February, the Climate Prediction Center predicts slight to moderate probability of above normal temperatures this winter. And for precipitation, near even to slight probability for below normal precipitation this winter. So kind of the eastern 2/3 again favored for below normal precipitation with near normal elsewhere. So the winter fire weather outlook, again, drought continues across the region. The Keach-Byram Drought Index, which is a measurement of moisture deficiency, remains fairly elevated across the region. And in fact, the highest values anywhere across the state of Texas reside in south central Texas here, anywhere from Del Rio toward Brackettville into western Uvalde County. The energy release components are running above normal, but the good news is they're not all that close to the maximums. And the National Interagency Fire Center outlooks show normal significant wildland fire potential for the winter. So they're not really sounding any alarms for any favorance for above normal activity this winter for fires. However, with winter upon us, cold fronts, especially those Arctic cold fronts, can bring gusty winds and very low humidity, and that of course will pose a threat for enhancing fire potential. So in summary, the winter outlook summary impacts outlook for heavy rain, flash flooding, and river flooding, expecting below normal impacts due to the antecedent drought conditions and really no expectation of weather than normal conditions this winter. In fact, slight expectations for drier than normal conditions this winter. Fire weather impacts, expecting near normal impacts from wildland fires. I do have it a couple ticks above normal, but pretty dang close to normal. Severe weather, expecting near normal impacts from severe weather, and again, severe weather is pretty rare in the wintertime anyway, so not too concerned about that. And then winter weather, expecting near normal impacts from winter weather. So that's not to say that we can't get an event this winter, whether it be freezing rain, sleet, or maybe even snow. But there's really nothing jumping out at me to make me believe that this winter is any more special than any other in terms of higher probabilities for experiencing some kind of winter weather. So that'll do it. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us at this phone number. You can contact me directly. Of course, you can always get forecast information at our website, weather.gov/Austin or weather.gov/San Antonio.